In this WrestleTalk news, another former AEW star holds productive talks with WWE management, Braun Strowman shoots hard on AEW president Tony Khan, how Cody's return to WWE was kept secret, and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to Always On for daily wrestling news videos, and to be surprised to hear my voice.
Support WrestleTalk!
Hello, I am Andy Datson, Editor-in-Chief of WrestleTalk.com. You may remember me from other WrestleTalk videos such as the WrestleMania 38 live reactions, 2 years with Pete on the SmackDown podcast, and of course the Holla Holla and fabulous music videos, which are arguably my greatest achievement. The reason for me presenting this news video is to tell you that our amazing website, WrestleTalk.com, has been completely refreshed with a gorgeous redesign. Please head over there and make it your homepage for all the latest wrestling news and features. Remember, it's my first time, so please be gentle. I have very low self-esteem already. As an editor, I'm used to writing news, but Ollie has told me I have to speak the news today, so here goes nothing. Unless you've been living under The Rock, you will know that the scourge of WWE and the creator of AEW, Cody Rhodes, is now back in Vince McMahon's company, and everyone is pretty excited about it. Rhodes returned at WrestleMania 38 to defeat Seth Rollins and has since spent most of his time announcing that he'll be on future TV shows, so you better tune in to find out what he does next. While his return was pretty epic, there was something pretty obvious missing from Cody's WrestleMania entrance, and no, I'm not talking about a terrified dog. I am of course talking about his wife Brandi Rhodes, who left AEW at the same time as Cody back in January of this year. Brandi was not expected to make an appearance at Mania, but as we've seen from the backstage videos WWE has posted to its YouTube channel, Brandi was backstage for Cody's match, and it appears she used her time in gorilla position pretty wisely. According to a new report from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Brandi held many productive conversations with influential WWE names during WrestleMania weekend. While it isn't clear whether she'd be returning as an in-ring performer or whether she'll be part of Cody's act in any way, we do know at the very least that she has continued training in the ring. Following her decision to leave AEW, there were reports that there weren't a lot of people sad to see the back of Brandi, but since her departure, a number of AEW stars have shown support for her and the work she did as Chief Branding Officer. If she does sign with WWE, it would be her third spell, with the company having signed a 1-year deal in 2011 and then a 3-year run from 2013 to 2016, where she wrestled as Eden. She was released just days after a guy called Stardust, shortly after WrestleMania 32. What happened to him, I wonder? Would you like to see Brandi Rhodes back in WWE? Let me know in the comments. Thank you to Andrew Gifford, the Big Red Dog, and the Kessel Run DX Solo. It was a weird weekend for AEW president Tony Khan, who spent most of Saturday and Sunday being trolled on Twitter by WWE stars who openly mocked his independent study, which found every mean person on Twitter is actually a robot and that everyone actually really likes AEW. For full details, check out Pete's WrestleTalk news video from Saturday. Another thing Khan has had to deal with is giant men shouting at him on social media, as former WWE star Braun Strowman, who now goes by his real name Adam Scherr, or The Titan, decided to take a pop at him on Sunday. Scherr, who is now part of the highly unique new promotion, Control Your Narrative, claimed Khan is paying the dirt sheets and that he has blackballed AEW stars from wrestling on any Control Your Narrative shows. Taken to Instagram, Scherr wrote, "Why is there no face to palm emoji? This is the same guy that pays the dirt sheets and says his wrestlers are free to do whatever, but blackballed them from Control Your Narrative shows. Why? Because we're a threat." A screenshot of the Instagram comment was then posted to Twitter, and in response to a fan asking whether his comments were delusional, Scherr replied, "All facts. Only delusion I have are when I have too much Jack, or maybe I'm just drunk. I don't know, is it time for a drink yet?" Yeah, I can totally relate. I'm always having too much Jack and drinks. Lol. Clearly, Scherr is forgetting Rule 5 of Control Your Narrative, because Rule 5 states no hashtag superkicks, no hashtag tope suicidas, no hashtag Canadian destroyers, which means AEW stars couldn't wrestle on their shows even if they wanted to. Hashtag you are in control, am I right? There is a bit of a running joke that anyone coming up from NXT immediately gets put in a feud with either Dolph Ziggler or The Miz. Ziggler recently debunked this joke by feuding with Bron Breakker while he was actually still in NXT, but it seems the clutches of The Miz are harder to escape, even if you're Cody Rhodes. I don't think I was alone in thinking Rhodes would likely be having a big upper mid-card feud upon his return, perhaps continuing a feud with Seth Rollins after their match at WrestleMania, or with someone like Kevin Owens to re-cement himself at the top of the card. However, as confirmed by WWE's official Twitter account over the weekend, Rhodes will instead be taking on The Miz in his first match on Raw since May 2016. Guess everyone else was busy. It isn't clear whether this is just an exhibition match to get Cody over, or if this is actually the start of a feud that will perhaps culminate at WrestleMania Backlash. But clearly WWE is hoping this will be the match to maintain the increase in viewership following the traditional post-WrestleMania ratings bump. You'd think it will likely be a relatively short match and an easy win for Rhodes, but then this is Cody, so there's every chance it'll go 20 minutes and a Glock-wielding Arn Anderson will fall off the top rope halfway through the match.
Visit WrestleShop.com every day for the most stupendous in wrestling merchandise. WrestleShop.com, wrestling merch for grown-ups.
Despite him being booked to face The Miz tonight, let's not be under any illusion that Cody isn't being viewed as a pretty big deal now that he's back in WWE. His match with Seth Rollins was one of the most hyped in the lead up to WrestleMania, and the way he was presented on the show proves he's being viewed as one of the company's top stars. Further evidence of this has come to light in this same Fightful Select report we mentioned earlier, which noted Cody's appearance at Mania was kept from as many people as possible, with many people in the company unaware who the TBA opponent would be, despite the reports and speculation that it would be Rhodes. Cody was reportedly kept hidden all day and wasn't able to greet the majority of his new colleagues until after his match with Rollins. There were even reportedly several people who were very close to Rhodes that had no idea, and they asked him why he didn't tell him about his impending debut. It's because it was a secret, obviously. The report is that Cody and Brandi were originally planned to be traveling to the show in a private plane, but that the couple decided they would prefer a private bus. Yes, I too have had enough of traveling in private planes. I mean, sometimes it just gets a bit too much. If you've seen the backstage videos from his return, you'll have seen that Cody was driven around with a towel on his head, much like the Hardys were ahead of their return at WrestleMania 33. So maybe Vince McMahon has been watching too much Harry Potter and thinks he's procured some kind of invisibility towel. I wonder who that guy is over there with the towel on his head and the Cody Rhodes trousers. Master of disguise. If you saw last week's episode of SmackDown, you will have seen several things, and many of them may have made you very upset. Whether it was Walter being Gunther or hearing Marcel Bartel is set to become Ludwig Klaus, there was plenty to cry about. Don't worry though, because you can dry your tears on Gunther's abs, because there is no doubt at all that he is in main roster shape. Taken to Reddit, user Hamza12 posted a side-by-side shot of Gunther from his time in NXT and his current main roster physique, and it's fair to say there is a slight and incredibly impressive difference. It's not like Gunther was at all overweight before, but clearly changing your name to Gunther is the latest fad diet. In fact, you can call me Gunther Datsun. Clearly I was already too jacked. Gunther defeated a jobber on his SmackDown debut last week and appears to be being positioned as a dominant monster heel on Friday nights. And speaking of changing names, marriage segue. Everyone at WrestleTalk would like to congratulate WWE star Alexa Bliss, who was married over the weekend to new husband Ryan Cabrera at a top secret location. Yes, weird people on Twitter, you no longer have a chance with her, and you were so close too. While Bliss tweeted last week that she was ready and able to return to the ring whenever WWE wanted her to, it was subsequently reported by PW Insider that her wedding was the most likely reason that she was not on WWE TV for the time being. Bliss was also not even in Dallas for WrestleMania 38 weekend, but again, this may well have been so she could prepare for her wedding. Several current and former WWE stars were in attendance, with Nia Jax making her shock return. Thankfully, she didn't try to enter the ring. You know, it was already on Alexa's finger. And finally, NXT UK referee Artemis has announced she has left the promotion and is now taking indie bookings. Taking to Instagram to announce her departure, she wrote, "Art is back, available worldwide, no restrictions. Where do you want to see me referee?" Artemis signed with WWE in January 2020. Prior to signing, she worked as a referee for various promotions such as Pro Wrestling Eve, IPW UK, BEW, and Ring of Pakistan. We wish her all the best in her future.
I actually wrote the script for this list myself. I know, I'm a big boy. Pete was supposed to write it, but I'm afraid he slipped and broke his ass and needed to take the day off. Please wish Pete get well soon for his ass on Twitter @Pete Quinnell. Heal up, Pete. We miss you, big fella. I'm Adam from WrestleTalk, and here's this week's 10 wrestling news stories you might have missed.